Hello, hello, lovely people. How's everyone? Here in rainy Ireland, the sun has been shining, which is very exciting and quite rare. So that's been nice. How is everyone this evening? What's happening with you? Have you taken any courageous actions in the last week or two? What progress are you making? What are you learning about yourself? That, folks, is what it's all about. It's not always comfortable, it's not always easy, but if we are in courageous action, in committed action, in alignment with ourselves, that's where the good stuff happens. That's where the breakthroughs live. And we've got some more breakthroughs, I think, coming your way this evening. So we will start with our goal setting section. And just a reminder, have something in mind, an area of your life, health, well-being, your relationship, your career, your business, your family, anything, any part of your life where you would like some change, where you feel a bit misaligned. Oh, hey, Suzanne. Oh, lovely. Nothing's going to stop you. Good for you. That's exciting. So have an area of your life in mind. And as I ask these questions, just reflect deeply. Just be with whatever comes up as I ask you these questions. They are designed to prompt deep reflection. Notice what comes up. Notice where that takes you. And we'll see how we get on. So with that part of your goal in mind, let's get a goal shaped for the next week. So remember, writing our goals down, airing them, drawing them, sticking them on the wall, declaring them, some external declaration of our goals makes us significantly more likely to achieve them. I really ought to get the statistic for you because there has been research done. So it's a really important step to making change happen. We often bottle up our ambitions, we lock them away, we prioritise other people or kind of the dutiful thing, we give up on change being possible. So use this first section to open up your mind, to think about the possibilities of what might be if you allow yourself, dare yourself to dream it, if you open up your heart space and see what wants to come in. You have far more power than you realize. So if you can articulate and declare a goal so big that it scares you a little bit, and start bringing your actions into alignment with that goal, start drawing your energy in around that space, you will be blown away by what you can achieve. So with that in mind, let's make a start. The goal card that we have today is, drumroll please, it's desire. This is about those dreams and desires that you almost daren't say out loud. Perhaps you've never told anyone, or they feel too silly or too out there or too big, too out of our reach. But by acknowledging these desires, by putting them out there into the world, you'll be amazed at what opens up, what lines up for you, and what becomes possible. So thinking about that area of your life where you'd like to see some change or you'd like to accomplish something, take a moment to think, what do you really, really want? What do you really, really want? What's the absolute bottom line here? What would you love to have happen if something could just occur for you? What would you love to just happen? In exactly 1 year from now, what would you most like to have achieved, even if right now it seems impossible to imagine it being possible? Exactly 1 year from now, on the 21st of June 2022, build a picture in your mind. Even if it seems too outrageous, too outlandish, like there are too many obstacles in your path, what would you love to have achieved? And what goals do you have that you don't want to do anything to make them happen, but if they just happened, that would be awesome? What kind of goals does that open up? You don't really want to have to work at it, but you'd love it just to land in your lap. What might that look like? And now we're going to jump into a bit of a reality check on where we are at right now. And the reality questions. Oh, Kirsten, a publishing contract. Keep that one in mind whilst we work through these other questions. That's very exciting. So, listen up. The reality check card that we've got is called Confidence. This card is inviting you to acknowledge the positives and the strongest and best parts of yourself so that you can feel confident in your plans and actions. Let's look at what's going right now that you can feel good about. Because when we're in our feeling good energy, that's when we motor forward, we blast through hurdles and obstacles. We are more powerful in that higher vibration of good energy. So this card is an invitation to think about everything that's good that you can draw on. So what does success mean to you? What will it mean to you to have success? Take a moment to picture that, to breathe in that space for yourself. Feels good, doesn't it? And actually, a really lovely exercise here is to think about a time when you have felt super successful, when you've really filled that space of success, and to close your eyes and take yourself back to that moment and look out through your own eyes in that moment of success, in your mind's eye, and see what you're seeing and hear what you're hearing and feel what you're feeling when you are successful. And breathe in that space, and every time you breathe in, you're breathing in even more success and realizing how familiar success is to you. You know success because you've had it before. You must have done, or you wouldn't understand the concept of success, and you do. So enjoy that moment of connecting to success and knowing that you can take yourself into that success energy whenever you want to, whenever you need that little boost of additional success energy. It's there for you. You just take a pause and take yourself back in your mind's eye to that moment when you had success. So, what does success mean to you, and what will it mean to you? What is your biggest gift or talent, and how can you use it here? What is your biggest gift or talent? And how can you use it here? That's your superpower. So how can you channel it in this particular space? What is going well for you right now? What is going well for you? If anyone is struggling with that, I want you to picture yourself through someone else's eyes, looking in from the outside. Because people don't always realise the stuff we've got going on in our heads that makes us feel a bit more sort of constrained or blocked. People see us sort of through neutral eyes, and we often look more shiny and lovely from the outside. And if we can see ourselves through that lens of shininess and loveliness, then we get to step into that energy a bit more as well. So connect with what's going well for you in whatever way helps you to do that. And let's assume that you have absolutely everything that you need. You have absolutely everything that you need to make this happen, to make this work, to make this a success. So what now? Assuming you have everything that you need, what do you need to do next? I can feel the fizz in the air. Okay, next we're going to take a little jaunt across into values and beliefs. So these are like the underlying drivers that motivate us toward things and away from things. Sometimes they are responsible for the stories we tell that are not true and don't serve us, or for the habits that we get stuck in that don't serve us. So if we can bring these underlying things into the light of our awareness, we get to choose. Does this serve me? Is this important? If we have been operating against a value that isn't serving us brilliantly, at least if we are aware of that value, we can find different ways of meeting it so that we can still have the things that we want and create the things that we want to create. So let's take a look at what values and beliefs we're being invited to look at this evening. So the card that has come up is called Freedom. You are holding on to things. It might be stories that you are telling about yourself, about your capability, about your past, about other people in your life. It might be beliefs that you're holding on to. It might be blame or baggage or habits that it's time to let go of. Whatever it is, it's weighing you down. It's holding you back. What you decide to do about that is a choice you get to make. So, thinking about this area of your life, thinking about what you would love to achieve, what do you need to let go of? Maybe it's something, an echo from the past. Maybe it's a belief. Maybe it's a story you are telling yourself. Kirsten, that is amazing that you wrote freedom down and then we pulled the freedom card. Some good stuff in here for you tonight, clearly. What do you need to let go of? And maybe you aren't ready to let go of it yet, and maybe that's okay. But know it, look at whatever it is, and decide, do I want to hold on to this? Will I work towards putting this down, letting it go, breathing it out, and moving on? Some of you will know who were at one of these sessions in the very beginning. I was reading Desmond Tutu's book on forgiveness. Bishop Desmond Tutu, and he invites you to take a small stone, like the size of a palm stone, and spend one full day carrying it around in your dominant hand, because it's just a stone and it's small and it's light. But the point he is making in that exercise, the learning, the insight, is that that small stone, when we carry it around for an entire day, gets in our way, stops us from doing so many things. And it's a beautiful analogy for the stories we hold on to, the beliefs we hold on to, the baggage we hold on to. They may seem small and insignificant, but when we carry them around for a day, a week, a month, a year, a lifetime, they hold us back in such significant ways. So what's the stone in your palm? What's it time to let go of? And what are you tolerating? What are you tolerating? Remember, no one can make you feel something without your permission. So if you are feeling something in relation to another person, or a situation, or a trigger, or an event, the feeling you have in response to that thing is wholly within your control. And I don't mean to say that it's easy to let go of these feelings and beliefs, but they are wholly within our control. So what are you tolerating? What or who do you need to forgive? Who or what or who? I don't know which way around sounds easier and better. Who or what do you need to forgive? It could be yourself. It could be yourself. What old habit are you willing to let go of in order to have success? What old habit are you willing to let go of in order to have success? And you can have success and you get to choose, but it'll take effort. And the place where we feel the most discomfort, the most resistance, that's where our breakthrough is waiting for us. So, what do you need to let go of? What are you tolerating? Who or what do you need to forgive? And what old habit are you willing to let go of in order to create success? Sometimes it's as simple as setting an intention. Sometimes we have an echo of the person we used to be, and it pops up in our life in funny places. And if we can just realize, notice, see it, it's just an echo. It's not who I am anymore. I can leave that one now. I can give a hug to my past self and then leave them where they are in the past with whatever that habit or behaviour or belief or story was that they needed, that served that past version of me but doesn't serve me any longer. I can compassionately let that go. So that's our values and beliefs this evening. What do we have next? We're going to generate some options. Let's get wild and wacky with the possible routes forward we can take. Tonight's options card is resourcefulness. It's usually the case that we have far more of what we need than we think. There is a theme this evening. It's about inner confidence, resourcefulness and strength. It's about being enough and having everything that we need. So it's usually the case that we have far more of what we need than we think, but we don't notice it, or we don't see it, or we don't prioritize it. We're looking over here and the good stuff is right in front of us, here. So the resourcefulness card is a reminder to take a kind of psychological inventory of all the good stuff I have, all the capability I have, and also work out what do I need to do or create or develop in order to have what I want, to create this future that I want. Just double checking. I don't always get me messages, but I think I'm on top of them. So, what strengths do you have? Write them all down if you have a pen and paper in front of you, and keep going and keep going and keep going. What strengths do you have? And once you run dry on your own strengths, ask, what would my biggest cheerleader tell me my strengths were? What are those things my friends are always saying to me and I roll my eyes and go, no? And add those to your list as well, because they are true. But maybe you're not seeing them. Big thud from above. Husband's doing yoga upstairs. We're such hippies, aren't we? Yoga and meditation all the way. What strengths do you have? And what's the one thing you need that you don't currently have that would make all of this easier for you? What if you could get it? How could you get it? That one little additional capability or strength or happening. What if you could get it? What if getting it is more within your reach than you had previously thought? What if the universe has got it lined up somewhere in the wings, just waiting for you to invite it in? What is that one thing? And who is getting the results that you would love to get? How is that person showing up that you aren't yet? What could you learn? And what's been your biggest success this week? What else can you do to create more of that kind of success? And if it's been a little win, a little success, great. An aggregation of marginal gains. What do I mean by that? A series of 1% successes added together creates a kind of hockey stick shaped curve of success. So don't beat yourself up if your successes this week have been little, but keep going. One foot in front of the other, little successes on top of one another. Create grand breakthroughs. Or maybe you've had a big success this week. What did it take? What did you do? What can you learn? How can you create more of that? So that's our options. Let's now take a look at our brain mangling Cartesian coordinates. Maybe it's just me that finds these brain mangling. I find them really brain mangling. That's intentional. That's how they're designed to work. It's a kind of, I think they come from NLP. It's to trip our brain up so that it breaks out of its usual patterns of thinking. Those of you that are regulars in this session know this stuff. But that's the purpose of these questions. That's why they make you scratch your head and really think hard about them. That's the whole point. So the Cartesian coordinates this week, we've pulled the information card. This is an interesting one off the back of the questions that we've had so far. So the first of the Cartesian coordinates is, what would you do if you had more information? What would you do if you had more information? What would you do if you had less information? What would you do if you had less information? What would you not do if you had more information? What would you not do if you had more information? And what would you not do if you had less information? What would you not do if you had less information? I've really thought about my own answers to those in my head as I've asked them. And it really does unlock interesting things. Not necessarily obvious things in relation to the questions is my experience, but kind of quirky things from left field that kind of open up insights. Is that what you get from these? I'm dead curious. How do you guys experience these Cartesian coordinates questions? Do they give you interesting insights as well? They certainly do something interesting in my mind. Anyway, so we're on to the final section, which is all about taking a commitment to move forward. It's about doing the work. So let's see, we have got card 2 and it's called Connection. A conversation needs to be had. You need to have it. Perhaps it's the only way you will be able to move forward. Or perhaps it's going to open up possibilities that help you along your way. Whatever it is, you have a commitment to make relating to a person or people. It's time to talk. That is the opening spiel on this card. Make of it what you will. So here are the questions. Who are you going to call this week? Thank you, Kirsten, for that feedback. They really make me think hard too. Yeah. So who are you going to call this week? Who are you going to reach out to for help? We are all connected. We achieve things with and through each other. Who are you going to reach out to for help? And maybe, just maybe, the earlier card inviting you to reflect on maybe what you need to let go of, or who you need to forgive. Maybe there's something about that that is relevant or important to this. Who are you going to call this week, and who are you going to reach out to for help? And who needs to know what to make sure that this gets done? Who needs to know what in order to make sure that this gets done, in order to make sure that you move forward? And the final question this week. What are you not saying that needs to be said? And to whom? How can you find the courage to say it? Or maybe you have to just say it even though you're not feeling courageous about it. Maybe that's where the breakthrough is for you. What are you not saying that needs to be said? And to whom? You can do it. You can. It can be done. And you can do it. And that is a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of tonight's session. I hope that you got something transformative, reflective, insightful out of it. It has been most enjoyable being with you this evening. I am wearing a giant pair of lips across my chest, and that has me feeling very chirpy. That and the sunshine. So with that, enjoy making some progress, enjoy your reflections, notice what continues to rumble and pop up for you over the coming days. And I will see you next Monday, same time. Until then, stay well. Thanks, everybody.